Okay, hello guys. For this practical work, uh, I'm going to talk about how to the importance of learning new language. For example, the most common language around the world, I think, is English, isn't it? For example, English speak a lot of people in a lot of countries, in a lot of cities. If you go to China, there are a lot of people who speak English. If you go to, I don't know, if you go to Alemania, Russia, Germany, a lot of that countries speak English. For example, if you want to study in other country different to Ecuador, you get the subjects in English. If you get a master, for example, and in these times, if you want to get your degree, you have to get the sufficient in English, for example. But the most common language is English. But in the world, around the world, are a lot of important language too. For example, Chinese. Chinese in that moment is a is an important language too. For example, around the world for business, if you speak Chinese to get some business, especially in the foreign trade, you have a lot of points for you if you speak Chinese. Uh, that's mean China is at the moment is one of the most important potential in the world. For example, many advantage for learning new language is a lot of people you can understand you. For example, that I said, if you travel, for example, to other country, maybe for study, maybe for work, or just for tourism, for example, you have an advantage speak English. Yes, all of people around the world speak English. And if you speak English, but not in very well form, for example, with a good pronunciation or with a good vocabulary, but the other people can understand you and can help you. Um, I think the importance of learning English at schools and university is necessary, especially for because around the world, for example, we have social networks, we have the free internet, and it means you can get a new friendships, for example, with a lot of people in the other sides of country. Okay, it is important, I think. In the universities, for example, the universities prepare to you to be a very good professional. It's important that you have to speak one of different language of your original. Uh, Yes, for example, the problems that people have for learning the new language, I think it's a pronunciation. For example, in a real situation for me, for example, I never traveled to other country. That's the reason because in sometimes I don't speak in very well pronunciation. I don't have the good pronunciation. For example, the United States pronounces sister, but in British you say sister, father, mother. It's a kind of uh, kind of a different pronunciation. But if you have the possibility to travel to other country, maybe Miami, New York, like this, you can improve your English pronunciation, and then obviously you improve your vocabulary and your listening. Maybe your writing not, because uh, you don't will write out of all the dialogue or the talk with other people. Um, that's a one disadvantage. I think travel. Other disadvantage, for example, I think that the people who teach English uh, must be have to be native people. Why? The pronunciation is different. If you learn a lot of new vocabulary, and I think is the best way to improve your pronunciation, your listening, because it's a native who are speaking at you, for you. I think, but I don't have anything against of the teacher who are Spanish. Um, at the moment, I am doing that video because it is a task for a practical work, and it's interesting, and I think it is to my pronunciation, my vocabulary, my fluency. Yes, I know that I am not the best with pronunciation, with vocabulary, native vocabulary, and use of English, for example. But I like English. I enjoy English. I don't complain with English. Yes, I think it's my favorite subject at the school, and now I will put it. I will upload this on YouTube, and my teacher had to score me, and that's all. In this video, I have different pictures, maybe funny, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. That's all, guys. Thank you for your attention. Bye.